Hello everybody, we're the Geeks and the Jars, and in the midst of our sequel week we to talk about a movie that's become very relevant in this time. But yeah, we're talking about V for Vendetta, the movie starring Hugo Weaving, Natalie Portman, and is semi-directed by the Wachowski siblings. And it's the story about dystopian England in the midst of a dictatorship, a regime that is oppressive, and V fighting back during the November 5. I forgot what it's called. Guy Fawkes Day. And yeah. But yeah, it's eerie watching this movie nowadays because I'm like, oh boy, it doesn't feel like fiction anymore.
You know those day and age where it's like, wow, that's crazy. How can the world ever be like come to that point? Oh God, it can.
Yeah. The story starts with the government of England destroying their own population in the name of control through fear, with Adam Sutherland, portrayed by the late great John Hurt, and I think John Hurt is the perfect actor to portray this character because he has such a menacing, commanding voice. I'm like, yeah, I'm convinced that you can play this character. And on the opposite end is V, who is a victim of these government attacks. He was in one of their facilities when it all went to shit and has vowed revenge against the people in charge. And in between them is Evie, played by Natalie Portman, who unknowingly is going to play a bigger role for this world, this dystopian world. And yeah, I haven't read the book yet, but it is created by Alan Moore. And watching this movie, I was like, yeah, it feels like an Alan Moore dystopian sci-fi, dystopian fictional world. But yeah, kind of like the Watchmen vibe almost, but more British.
I do. Not gonna lie, this one's a little bit more digestible than Watchmen.
yeah, Watchmen's like a lot heavier in terms of a lot of concepts. Here it's somewhat digestible, which is funny to say considering the themes it tackles. We're like, oh boy, Alan Moore really has a variety.
It's like, oh wow, that's a thing that's happening now.
Right?
Like, it is a bit like jarring when you do watch this because we start off with like, yes, we get those tragic like what was it called again, like the three water incident with like the chemical attack, which they post as a pandemic when it's actually a government that just killed like almost 1 million people. I think it was like 800,000 people, and they're covering it up and just for power and everything. And like there are tactics here where I'm just like, ooh, this thing was not really ahead of its time because it's a very frequent thing that happens.
Like when,
oddly enough, unfortunately, it's a frequent thing that happens, and people can take a lot of inspirations in many places, whether it be from World War II.
Here,
There's
There's
a lot of things that were just like, this sounds very familiar.
When Eve is stopped by, and the opening of this movie, when she stopped by the Fingerman because she's violating curfew, I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard these stories. I don't like how they end. Yeah,
they're the cold water guys.
But she's saved by V, and I do like the action because I mean it's from the Wachowskis, for fuck's sake, and you can't expect anything less. And which is great because it's also Hugo Weaving as V, and his, like John Hurt, his voice commands the performance. Is a very, very like soothing voice. Like he's intimidating to look at, but when he speaks, you're like, God, you are very poetic, and that makes sense because he speaks in banned literature.
I love that too. Yeah, he is very theatrical. He's he loves to have a big performance. He likes to be on screen. He likes to be seen. Especially when, like, you know, he even announces like, hey, taking down the parliament at this date. And like,
you have a year to prepare.
You got a year to prepare. I'm like, uh, somebody gonna stop him? Yeah, but they try. They do their best to try to stop V. But bit by bit, he's taking out party members who are part of the parliament.
Yeah, and you see
in the most satisfying ways, in my opinion.
You see how the media controls how events occur. Like when he attacks the TV station, they're like, "Oh, we actually stopped the terrorists," and it's the poor hostage they shot, thinking it was a V. And like that manipulation again, you're like, I've seen things like this in not fiction. I've seen them in reality, which is eerie. Especially that guy, the main broadcaster, who's like, you know what our problem is? It's godlessness. And I'm a God-fearing man. And he sees me. He's like, oh, please don't hurt me. And I'm like, haha, where's your God now, bitch?
And I do love that scene where one of the scientists that was part of the experiment was the mortician, I think.
Yeah.
Or the one of the autopsy people.
Yeah.
In the police precinct, and she, like, it was a little. I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like very cathartic, but at the same time, like kind of like, oh.
Yeah, you realize
better than this. You know, you're like, this was nice. Where she was like, she clearly had regret. She clearly knew what she was doing. She didn't stop it. That makes her still a bad person. But when she says, "Is it too late to apologize?" and V just goes, "Never."
Yeah, she realized
she lets her go. Yeah.
She was a part of this horrible cog in this machine, and she's like very regretful about it. Yeah, I agree. It's a beautiful scene of like they both realized like I was a part of this and I played a part, and V is just giving that sense of like calmness of like at least you can say I'm forgiven. I don't know about everybody else, but one person just is enough for her. The priest one before that, I was just like, oh my, this is a bit too real.
I was like, I do not want to watch anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. And then once like V kind of just like grabs his arm and just starts reading him poetry, I was like, there we go. I think it was scripture.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yep, you're the hypocrite here.
Yeah. The people who are listening are like, oh, Father's about to have fun. He's like, V's like, stick out your tongue and get what I'm about to give you. And they're like,
he's like, don't kill me.
They're like, fun times. Oh, what did he say? Don't kill me? Why?
Yeah. Oh, Lord. What kind of world has a government that protects PDF files?
Speaking of what kind of world is that, when Stephen Fry makes a mockery of Adam Sutler and gets what we all feared was coming to him, where he's like, come down, I'll just have to like apologize later, and then later on Creedy himself visits him and kills him. You're like, fuck, I knew that was going to happen.
Pretty much the Gestapo of this world. I do feel bad, like, cause he was they kind of gave such a really good character introduction with a short amount of time when it came to Stephen Fry's character.
Yeah, Dietrich is his name. Good character.
Yeah, where he has very political, anti-government paintings. Yeah, where he's like, me having you here is the least of my problem, and he shows why. Where he shows the painting, he shows he has the Quran. Even though he's not Muslim, he just loves to read the poetry within it. Yeah, and I was like, that's nice. And yes, he is gay, and of course, in that world, that's not acceptable. Yeah, and so once they kind of get to him, it could have turned out the way he said it would turn out, where he's like, oh, you have to apologize, and then you have to do a live charity event. But when they found out that he had these items in his house, they were like, nah, we're shooting you at the back of the head.
Yeah. And it's like the first time I saw this, when Evie gets the black bag over her head, I was like, no fucking, are you fucking serious? I don't want a bad ending for Evie. And you think that's what we're going to get. You're like, are you fucking serious? How bleak is this how bleak is this movie going to be? And it gets bleaker because she reads that message from Valerie of life before and during at the beginning of Adam's regime, and it's a very rough scene to watch because you're just like, this is just heart-wrenching, and then that gives Evie the courage of like to accept her fate, and she's like, I'm not telling you shit, I'm gonna go to my death willingly. And then you find out it's been V all along. First you're like, oh thank God, and you're like, wait, what the fuck, why?
Well, you son of a bitch.
Right?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's fucked up. And he's like trying to convince her, kind of coercing her to like, hey, you needed this, you wanted to live a life without fear, I gave that to you, now you can go through life, well, just free of that. And I'm just like, I was like, that is messed up, and she's clearly broken now.
Yeah.
Like, I get what I get what he's trying to do, where he's doing everything that's necessary, and he's making her into him.
Yeah.
And like, the dude clearly has good intentions. He's trying to topple a government that's horrible. Yeah. But his methods are just horrible, very questionable.
Yeah.
And when they say that, like, oh, like when he had a conversation with Evie where he's just like, they were monstrous. Yeah, they made a monster too. I'm like, they did.
Yeah. Which is symbolic because he's born in flames while Evie is like, or Evie is reborn in the rain. And I do like that those cinematic parallels. Also like that one cop who's just investigating. I mean, like, I think our government has been bullshitting us the entire time, and I don't like this feeling. And like everything comes to a head where people are getting the mass. They're tired of Adam's government, and as the cop says, it just takes one person to do something stupid to light this fuse, and the poor girl who gets shot and the bastard who gets beaten up by the mob. I'm like, damn. And it's like watching this today, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, why?
Yeah, like this dude was like, what, you flashing your badge thinking they would stop? Nah. Sit there and your ass apart. And that was the thing. That is a very El File like kind of theme where, yeah, even Simone wasn't really a good guy.
Yeah.
He pushed and pushed until somebody did something stupid to force a revolution.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the necessary evil that had to like light the flame.
Yeah.
And that's what V did here, where sadly a poor girl was that spark.
Yeah, he also plays on Adam's government because he knows that the more they fail to capture it, the more weight is on Creedy's shoulders. And then Adam just like, you know what, if this revolution pushes through, if it all goes to shit, I'm not gonna be reading the paper, I'm gonna be reading your resignation, Creedy. And Creedy's like, oh, that's how you want to play this, alright. And that's why when V convinces him, he's just like, you know what, fuck Adam. And then when V goes underground to make that deal, it's too much of a parallel where Adam is just giving this speech of like, there will be no mercy, like justice will be served. And then when you see him as the man for himself, he's like, I don't wanna die, please have mercy. And you're just like, damn. It's almost every dictator who's ever been captured, where he's this larger than life figure, and then when you see them like at the end of their regime, they're like this shriveled down human being of like, yeah, you're not as intimidating as everybody thought you were once upon a time. And it's very funny to see Creed just being like disgusting, puts a bullet in Adam, and then they're like, oh, now what are we gonna do about you? And for a while you're like, yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do, V? You just have knives. They have guns.
Yeah, at this point I was just like, oh, he's superhuman, I forgot. And no, he's not. He had a bulletproof vest, but some bullets went through.
He was like medieval bulletproof, and he's like, all right, we live in this dystopian 21st century. Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a very cathartic ending where he basically passes down the torch to Evie to be like, your job now is to hopefully make this world a better place than what I found it in for everybody. and by the dawn of November the 6th, hopefully changes will happen. Hopefully it's a brighter tomorrow. I don't know that. That's why I'm passing it down to you, because I see that future in you. Though when she was going like, I'm gonna pull the lever, and the cop's like, I'm gonna shoot. I'm like, are you fucking serious? This movie not have a good ending? Thankfully, the cop comes to his senses where he's like, yeah, fuck this government. We need a better tomorrow.
And I think, and like her just being like, you like music? And I think that's her just kind of like, hey, come with me, I gotta show you something. Yeah. So, it does seem like it's going in a good direction for that world.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can say the same for ours.
It is... They do pull on your heartstrings one last time, because if you notice in the ending scene, the crowd, there's like the little girl who got shot. There's Valerie is also there with her lover.
Yeah,
just like,
and Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're alive. No. This is a symbol.
Yeah. Like.
And like how she's saying like how we are all him.
Yeah.
He is all us. In a sense that he is revolution. He is the stand that we are taking.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like, if you want a better tomorrow, fortunately, it's paved with people who have given their lives, and you're just like, damn. And yeah, by the end of this movie, I'm like, hopefully we all get that dawn of a better tomorrow. I don't know, with the way the news is turning out now, I don't know. I really don't know. But like, watching this now, watching V for Vendetta nowadays, especially 2025, is just very eerie, especially when you're like, this movie came out 20 years ago.
Yep.
And it's just gotten a bit more bleaker since then, you know? Oh, man.
Yeah, well, we were kind of already calling it out before it even happened. Or I think it was already happening.
I mean, Alan Moore wrote this in the 80s, and he was calling it out then. And then it became a movie in 2005, and they were still calling it out then. And we watch this movie now, and you're like, oh, okay. Same cycle. Will it ever break? Yep. I don't know. Hopefully it does. Hopefully we get a brighter tomorrow and a brighter future for future generations. But for now, what would you rate V for Vendetta?
I would rate V for Vendetta an 8 out of 10. It's a really good movie. Like, with its like oddly up to date themes. Yeah, like it is very bleak. It is very scary, the fact that like, hey, we could actually draw a solid line from V for Vendetta and to our own like real world. Yeah. Where we're just like, oh, I thought we were done with this. We experimented, we did something wrong, and we're done. Now we're doing it again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, of course, me and Enzo are like walking on eggshells here when it comes to these things, because I don't know how YouTube will react to this. But yes, we will acknowledge some things are happening, and this movie kind of just shows like this kind of cathartic way of going at it. Clearly, it is a fantasy. It is something that I don't know if anyone is capable of like sneaking into a politician's house and just injecting them with a poison.
Yeah, that's how you know it's fantasy, because they're like, yeah, I don't know if anyone can do that nowadays, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I could take 20 bullets and just be like, all right, y'all got time to reload. just coming at you with the knives. Yeah. I don't know if anyone's capable of doing that or having as sexy of a voice as Hugo Weaving. Yeah. But it is one hell of a movie. There are some things here that are a little bit twisted or a little bit iffy, like how he treated Evie. It is a bit messed up. Yeah. Not bit, it's very messed up. Some things are questionable. Some scenes are very quotable, I would say. Yeah.
Like people shouldn't fear their governments. Governments
should fear
people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's also, it should apply to us.
Oh yeah. Everybody in this world, especially nowadays.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah. 9 out of 10. Great action, great characters. The characterizations of V and Evie are great. And on the other hand, John Hurt is very great as Adam.
The villain, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though he's on like a big screen majority of the time. The only time we see him as himself, like in person.
It's when he's
when he's on his knees.
He's like,
his life and
yeah. And he is greatly missed, John Hurt, and I just wish we can talk more about his movies, because his movies are timeless. We already talked about his Hellboy movies, and Alien, and now V, and whatever comes next. It just shows you that he's a great actor overall, and a fairly missed thespian at that. But yeah, the themes are still relevant today. Very twisted, some of the things the characters do here, some very morally gray, but you're just like, I don't know, man, this is how that world works, and how that world works is not solely, but really is mirroring what our world is today. And you're like, God damn, Alan Moore, why must you be a what do you call the people who can see the future? Yeah. Like, your books can tell the future. Why? But yeah, very good movie, timeless, and still very relevant today. But yeah, if you're looking for a great comic book adaptation, I don't know about the book. I haven't read the book, but if you're looking for a great movie, this is one of them. That's not Marvel or DC. It's by Vertigo, I believe. But yeah. If you like what you see here, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. Where can you find you?
You can find me at JomGO_on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.